I only get one summer a year and there's only a third of it left. Forget about improving health. Forget about getting better. Forget about fitness. I just want to have fun.
You're listening to the Begin Within Health Show with Nate Slager. For more, go to beginwithin.fit/podcast, or to enroll right now in our flagship coaching program, go to beginwithin.fit/coaching.
We are just about through this summer, as you know. And I have heard from many of my clients a little bit of regret, a little bit of sadness that summer is almost over. At the time that this episode goes live, becomes available, it's going to be August 1st when this thing launches. And where I live, and probably where you're at too, we consider June, July, and August. Those are the summer months. And when it gets to be August, there's a little bit of sadness. There's a little sorrow. There's that feeling of like, hey, it's almost over. I can't believe another summer. Summer is almost done. And we want to make sure, as a result of that feeling, that we are getting everything possible out of what's left of summer. And where I live in Wisconsin, that is very real. Like there's almost this craziness, the same type of, wild approach to life and recreation and vacation and family and friends and long weekends. The same approach that there is kind of toward the end of the year when it gets to be, family holiday time, where it's just like you're off, I'm off, everybody's off of work, and life's just kind of a free for all. It gets to feel that way in August. And as a result, health and fitness, our wellness journey, can get put on hold. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about 3 things to keep in mind that will allow you to make progress even during this kind of zany period of life where there's just a lot of moving parts and nothing feels normal. Okay. It's a very real part of life. And I remember, as a personal trainer, even in the gym back in the day, during August, it was like clients wouldn't show up randomly. The most reliable clients, they would miss sessions. People would take weeks off here and there, and it just felt like we were always kind of starting over, or back to the drawing board, or back on the wagon, or getting back on track. And you don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that for my clients. And so I want to talk with you about how we can make sure that that doesn't happen. And so much of it is going to be about mindset, right? We talk about that a lot here on the show. Making fitness fit you is a lot about mindset. And I want to talk to you about these 3 things that are going to help you. First of all, number 1, first and foremost, I think it's important for us to acknowledge that there's a very real temptation, since getting healthier is challenging, fitness is difficult, whatever your focus is, if you want to lose weight, whatever, it's difficult. It's a challenge because all the habits that we have in place that got us to where we were are there for a reason. They make us feel comfortable. Making any adjustments at all is kind of an uphill process. It is difficult. It comes with a little bit of extra gravitational pull, I'll call it, right? There's a little bit of an extra gravitational pull. So let's address the fact that we feel tempted perhaps to say, whatever, let's just forget about it. It's summertime. It's fun time. It's party time. I want to enjoy this time in my life to the max. I only get one summer a year, and there's only a third of it left. Forget about improving health. Forget about getting better. Forget about fitness. I just want to have fun. I want to be comfortable and enjoy my life. So there's a real temptation to do that. What we don't want to do is use this time frame as an excuse to say, you know what? It's okay. I'm not, I don't want to work on it right now. I don't want to get better right now. We have to fight that temptation to use this as an excuse or to go into this slump or say, hey, it's okay. I'm going to be off track. I'll get back on track later. It doesn't exist. That mentality doesn't exist for us because there is always the ability for us to improve how we're doing. And maybe you're thinking, man, Nate, I can't improve from where I was, in February, March, April. I was doing so good. Like I can't, there's no way I can do that good now. So like forget about it. I'm just gonna forget about it and I'll pick up the pieces whenever I can in September or October. And I think, man, that's weeks. That is months away from now. And maybe you're like, I already did that. I'm listening to this podcast. This is the last thing that I'm hanging on to. I already kind of threw up the white surrender flag a long time ago this summer. What I want to encourage you to do is just simply, instead of using it as an excuse, instead of, you know, throwing up the flag, I want you to view this as a little bit of a challenge. And not a challenge in a way that it's going to require a whole ton of energy from you, a whole lot of effort. What I want to encourage you to do is simply view this as an opportunity to be the healthiest version of yourself in this phase of life, the healthiest version of yourself in this kind of wild period of the summer. Okay. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you to think about, hey, I'm not going to be like 10 out of 10 amazing because life won't allow that. The best I could do right now is like 6 out of 10 because of the way life is, the way it's unpredictable right now, the way my family is here for a long weekend and then some, and then they stick around a little bit longer, or the way that I'm away from home, the way I'm trying to squeeze in these vacations and fun with the family and all the things before the summer ends and life gets back to quote unquote normal. The best I can do is 6 out of 10. Maybe that's it. Then I will be the best six you can. Be the best 6 out of 10 that you can possibly be. That's the idea here. That's the challenge. Don't use this time frame as an excuse to be the worst you can be. Be the best you can be under these circumstances, right? And what you'll probably find is that with that mindset, you can have a healthier conclusion to the summer than you had last year or in previous years. Very much so. You can have a healthier conclusion to the summer than you would if you just said, whatever, I'm going to just eat what I want, not work out because life is a challenge, right? You could still be healthier than that. I know you can. And so I'm going to encourage you to do that. That's number one. Don't use this time as an excuse, but rather do the best you can with this set of circumstances. And the circumstances are pretty great, right? Because I think if we could all choose, we would say, yeah, this time of life, summertime, man, if I could just live this all the time, that'd be awesome. Well, what if you did live this all the time? Then you'd have to get healthy while this is going on. And you can do that. I know you can. Even though life doesn't feel normal right now, I know you can still move forward. And I'm about to give you some help in the next 2 points that we're going to talk about. The first one, and I've already kind of tiptoed around this, we talk about this a lot, And that is to view your journey here, your progress on a spectrum. Okay. All the way over to one side, we have like the most unhealthy, horrible, monstrous version of you that you can be. I know you're not there, but it's way over there. Okay. All the way on the other side, we have like the most healthy, like amazing version of yourself when you're just like checking all the boxes and you're just feeling amazing and you're eating all the veggies and you're getting all the workouts in, you're doing it right. And I know that, let's be realistic, you and I, just regular people, we might never be there all the way to that end of the spectrum. But realize that that's the that's the spectrum that we're living on every single day. There's this health spectrum, the spectrum of health, or rather healthier or less healthy. Okay. Embrace the spectrum. It's not all or nothing. Okay. And in this spectrum that we talk about a lot here on the show, and that I talk about a lot with my clients, it's all about leaning toward healthier. That's all we want to do on a regular basis. I want to be a little healthier than I would be if I just did whatever I felt like doing. Right. So we're just making little changes, little leans in a healthier direction. Okay. So embrace that spectrum. That's the second point. And on that spectrum, I want to encourage you to take a look at summer this time as an opportunity to incorporate things that you might not be able to get in the rest of the year. There's just more opportunities to do some healthy things that we don't have access to the rest of the year. At least where I live, where I live in Wisconsin, it's going to get cold. It's going to get really cold. Life's going to change. Life's going to shift because the season shifts. So right now we have the opportunity to do some things like getting outside. Think about that. Just being outside is healthy. We've talked about that recently on the show. Being outside is healthier for us than being inside as a general rule. So this time of year, we have the opportunity to do just that, to get outside. And I want to encourage you to do that as often as possible, right? Even if you're streaming Netflix at the end of the day, get your laptop and go outside and do it. Sit on the back porch and do it if the mosquitoes will allow you to do it, right? Just look for ways to just get outside more often. And then of course, there's outdoor activities. There's things like hiking, going to the beach, sports, getting out in the yard, doing landscaping projects. We're moving, we're sweating, we're using our energy. Amazing. All opportunities to lean just a little bit in a healthier direction. Do it. Embrace it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. And you're going to be able to savor the summer. You're going to be able to enjoy it to the full so that you don't look back and think, oh, summer's gone. I was just busy doing other people's things. I didn't take care of myself the way I wanted. Don't let that happen. Just lean in a healthier direction. And you could do that with a physical activity and getting outside. And then there's another beautiful aspect to this time of year, and that is the harvest of produce. Around where we live, there are roadside stands with fruits and veggies. There's farmers markets. There's things like that. And there probably are where you live too. Don't miss out on the opportunity to get some real, local, fresh produce. Research is showing, and I'm just going to make this a generalization, but from the research that I have done, researchers are finding that the closer to you that fruits and veggies grow, the healthier they are. They start to decrease in the quantities of vitamins and minerals as soon as they're picked, right? If you could just imagine them being plugged in to the tree or to the earth, and as soon as they're harvested, right? As soon as they're unplugged, the vitamins and mineral composition, it starts to decrease. And so the longer that it's been picked, and along with that, the farther that it has to travel, because it takes time to travel, right? The lower levels of vitamins and minerals in general, right? overgeneralizing this, but what that means is that the closer to you and the sooner that it was picked, the healthier that it tends to be for you. And so we can lean in a healthier direction by getting some of that local, fresh produce. I'm talking about fruits and veggies, and maybe trying some new things, trying some things that are local to you that your family doesn't usually eat. Look up some recipes, figure out how to prepare it. Yum. And that's something that this time of year offers us that we don't always have the rest of the year. So embrace it and use it as an opportunity to lean in a healthier direction. And finally, for us, for me and Amanda, I know one thing that we absolutely cherish. We do this all year long, but we cherish it this time of year, and that is sunsets. I mean, just getting the sun on your skin, getting under the sky as often as you can is good for you. But wow, do we love the sunsets? And this time of year where we live, sunsets are they're just at this great time of the evening. Right now, this time of year, as we're getting into August, the sun is setting right around 8 o'clock. So for us, it's before bedtime, which is great because prime summer, the sun is setting for me at my ideal bedtime. So if I'm awake and I still see it, I'm staying up a little bit late. But right now, it's just prime. It's so good. And so it's an opportunity to connect with nature. It's an opportunity to connect with one another for us, which is slow down because it's at the time of day that we're naturally slowing down anyway. And we can slow down as we enjoy the sunset. I want to encourage you to do that wherever you live. Just be aware of when the sun's rising and setting and connect with it as often as you can during that transition time. Again, we've talked about that here on the show. It's good for us, it's healthy for us to get our circadian rhythm locked in with actual real sunlight rather than the artificial light that's all around us all the time, like the one I'm staring at right now. Get connected with those transition times when it comes to daylight. And it's going to be a good thing for us. So, this time of year has so many ways that we can actually lean in a healthier direction. And it's not there at the other times of year. So if we're waiting, like I'm gonna get healthy down the line right now, forget about it. We're gonna miss out on some real opportunities to positively impact our health right now that are available to us right now that aren't available at other times of the year. So embrace the healthier spectrum. Keep it in mind at all times. How can I just lean toward healthier a little bit right now? And then as a result, you are going to be moving in a healthier direction during even this really busy conclusion to summertime. All right, let's go on to the third point. I told you we're going to do three. Here's the third one: prioritize. Okay. Point three, I'm just saying it's prioritize. Realize right now that there might be more important things going on for different periods of time than what you typically think of as the things you're doing to improve your health. And what I mean by that is food prep, great, perfect, just ideal nutrition, workouts, those kinds of things. Right now, there may be other priorities that are very healthy for you. And that might be time with your family, time with your friends. I mean, those things, they burn calories too, right? Laughing, having some fun, taking some walks. It might not be like this crazy high intensity workout that you're used to doing or that you love to do when you're kind of in the fitness zone. That's okay. Realize that maybe for you, walking and laughing with friends is healthier than that high intensity interval workout or hitting the weights in the gym, right? I still love to do that. I'm sure you do too. But if you have to give up some workouts because of the family schedule, because of the recreation schedule, doesn't mean you have to give up all your workouts, right? We could still get the ones in that we can and realize that those other times we're doing things that are healthy for us. There may be a different priority in the moment or that day or even that week that's going to be very, very healthy for us. Do you know what I mean? family and friends and connection, it's a healthy thing. It's very important for our health, right? Loneliness has been compared to like smoking in terms of how unhealthy it is for us. So, this time when there's lots of people around, there's lots of things going on, there's people visiting maybe at your place, maybe you're going other places to visit family and friends or taking your family on a vacation. Realize that those opportunities for connection are so very important. And maybe right now, that's the priority. But don't think that you're not improving your health when you're focusing on those things. We do ourselves a major disservice if we think that health is only workouts and veggies. Health is so much more. And when we can kind of stay in that awareness of the different things that are impacting our health in a positive way and that we have access to, and maybe that our priorities right in front of us, then we don't have to feel like just because we're not doing the veggies and the workouts right now that we're off track or that we fell off the wagon. And so forget about it. I'm gonna do whatever I feel like for the next few weeks, and then I'll get back on track when the circumstances are perfect. The circumstances are never going to be perfect. You might find that the time you think you're going to get back on track is farther down the line than you're thinking it is right now. But when we realize that we can be healthy right now, whether or not the workouts and the veggies are possible or easily accessible, right? Then we can still lean in that healthier direction and we can feel good about having done that. We don't have to have this all or nothing, this on or off approach to health, to fitness, to wellness. And as a result, we're going to get back to normal, back to the workouts and the veggies and whatever else for you might be included in that 10 out of 10 healthy you that you're thinking about. We might get back to that a lot sooner because we feel good about having done healthy things all along the way. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you. Again, the main points here, don't just use this as an excuse to be the unhealthy version of yourself right now. That's point one. Point two is be aware of that healthier spectrum. You can lean toward healthier, and especially this time of year there are ways you can lean toward healthier that are very unique to this time of year. And then the third point, prioritize. Just be aware of the priorities of the moment and be aware that you can be doing very healthy things in those moments. Although it may not be like the cookie cutter healthy 10 out of 10 that you usually think about. As a result, you can enjoy the rest of this summer. This might be the healthiest summer of your life. I hope that it is. I hope you feel good about how you've spent it. And you might find that normal, the new normal, when your schedule slows down a little bit, is healthier than ever before as well. In total, you're moving in a healthier direction, becoming a better, healthier, happier version of yourself as a result. That is my hope for you. I thank you so much for being here on the podcast with me, for listening, for sharing some of your attention with me. I will talk with you again very soon. Keep taking good care of yourself.